Okay, so today we're going to be brewing a double IPA. It is nothing too crazy. Pretty straightforward grain bill. It's about 50% 2-row US, 50% Munich, and just a little bit of Crystal 10 and Vienna Malt. And then our hop bill is going to be Centennial, Palisade, Summit, and Magnum, and then we're going to dry hop it with Centennial for about 10 to 14 days, and that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of already running behind schedule a little bit, so let's just start brewing. So our strike temperature is about up to 155 right now. I have Beersmith is basically saying that we want to get the strike water to 165 for a mash of 150 for 75 minutes. I feel like sometimes, I don't know what it is, maybe I don't have Beersmith calibrated right, but the past times I brewed, it seems to be off by a few degrees. In my notes from my last brew, which was a black IPA, I jotted in the notes that I had the strike temperature up to 170, and the mash only came out to 148, so, hey Bill, okay, yeah. So going with my personal experience, I'm going to try to get the strike temperature up to 172, and hopefully that'll get it to 150, 151 range. Alright, so I got the strike temperature in the mash tun, and I'm about to jump in our grains here. Dough in. Last grain in there. Timer started, so I got the temperature up to 172, and right now the mash is reading at 149, so not too bad, I guess. Supposed to be mashing in at 150 for 75 minutes, so I might, because it's a pretty long mash and it's already at 149, I think I might want to drop in some more strike water just to get the temperature up by a couple degrees, so I know that for the full 75 minutes I'll be in the 150 range. So. All right, so in Beersmith here, I'm just using the mash adjust tool, and it basically put in my target temperature that I want, 151, my starting volume, my total weight grain, grain weight, and then the starting mash temp now, the weight and all that stuff, and basically telling me to put in 2.8 quarts of 163. So that should get me up to 151. Alright, we got our mash temperature, or strike temperature, up to 163 now. About to add it back into the mash. for a second opinion. Well, this one's still reading 148 for whatever weird reason. Let's try moving it to a new location. Now it says 147. Even better. We got about an hour left in the mash, which is good. Let's see what the other thermometer here reads. I'm reading 152 on this one, 151. Stick that in another one. You always got to get a second opinion. These digital thermometers are cool because they're quick, but I don't know about their accuracy. Mine costs about 20 bucks, I think, so that might give some indicator of quality. So I always tend to use 2 thermometers just in case, stuff like this. If we need to get a quick second opinion. Like I said, I don't entirely trust the digital thermometers. And I feel like that this one here actually tends to be a little bit off compared to the regular brewmometer. It's usually up, it's usually down by a few degrees, so I could have been at 151, just didn't even know it. So, and the actual regular thermometers give me, you know, a 151 reading, which is what I want. So, all right, so I have my all my additions kind of broken out right now. So I have going in at 60-minute Centennial, and then at 45 minutes Summit, about a ½ ounce, 3/4 of an ounce, ½ ounce of Palisade at 30. 15 minutes we're going to do another half of Magnum. 10 we're going to do our Irish moss, Coriander, and Orange Zest. And then at flame out we're going to do about another half of Summit. And that's pretty much all our additions for this brew. Alright, so there's about 3 minutes left of the mash. It kind of finished off around 151, which is pretty good. So for the last like 45 minutes it's around 152, 151 range, which is pretty good. I'm just heating up my sparge water now. It's at 150 degrees, about to go off. And we're trying to get our strike temp up, or our sparge temperature up to 165, and I'm going to start the wort off and start sparging. So I do fly sparge basically, although I was thinking about doing a batch sparge for this one, but maybe next time, I don't know. Well, I typically do a fly sparge, and I just grab, you know, just a pitcher of water and just trickle the water with like a pasta strainer and just fly sparge it that way. Just keep an eye on it every 15 minutes or so. All right, so I'm gonna start to boil off this guy off and then start the sparge. Alright, so I'm done recirculating. Sparge water is set to go. And I'm just going to open this up full. Tone it back a little bit. And there's the Double IPA. So far so good. Loving the color. It should have a nice golden to orange golden color to it. So should be dandy. And our strike temp is again, so our thermometer here is a little off by 5 degrees, so that's probably around like 159, 160-ish. Just gonna cover this up because it's springtime right now, and a lot of pollen and debris flying all over the place. So in the meantime, I will try to maintain this at a good temp as well. Again, I got the 2 thermometer thing going on right now, so This is reading what? Mid-60s, 165. So I tend to trust this one again, more so than the digital. So I'm going to go with the Brewmometer and call it 165. I'll try to get a fucking flame going here to... I'll have to put down the camera for this. Alright, so just about done sparging here. And we have about a little over 5 gallons here. Looking to get about 6 and some change, give or take. But in the meantime, I'm going to just check out the gravity real quick. Should be having a estimated pre-boil gravity of 1056, and we are tremendously fucking low. 1035. That's a problem.
You fucked it up! You fucked it up!
So, the mash is complete, sparge is complete. Just bringing up the wort to a boil now. My pre-boil gravity ended up being 1036. Target was for 1056, so that was a little bit off, but we'll see what comes of the original gravity once I'm done with everything. If it ends up being a little low, I think my estimated OG is around 1070. So, yeah, I think we'll get the difference of that, and then I'll just add in some DME to kind of boost it back up to that starting gravity point. Alright, so just started up the boil here, added in our first edition of Centennial. So as far as the estimated pre-boil gravity, the target was 1056. Mine came out at 1036, so a little low, but I'm going to just go ahead and just finish up this brew with all the additions in it, and then see what my estimated, we'll see what my actual OG is at the end. The target is 1070, so already I'm anticipating it to be slightly lower than 1070. So what I'll do is I'll basically just take the difference, run it into Beersmith, and add in the appropriate amount of DME to boost it up to 170. So to make sure that we'll get that nice 7.5 ABV and all that good stuff. Alright, adding in our second edition here, Summit, ½ ounce. Down a little bit. So I'm going to have to, I did the calculation on Beersmith already, I'm going to have to add about 2 1/4 pounds of some light DME to get the gravity back up to around 1070. So, yeah, should work just fine. Get all that nice hop sediment residue all up in the brew. Alright, so now we're adding in our 4th edition of hops. Yep, this is the Magnum. In the boil it goes. Okay, adding in the coriander, orange zest, and Irish moss right now. Smells pretty damn good. Also added in the wort chiller. Starting to get that nice and sterilized. Now we have just one more addition of Centennial at flame out, and then we'll start cooling down this this wort and get in the fermenter. Alright, so we're at the end of our boil here. Boil is complete. Add another addition of hops right there. And turn this thing off. Alright. And just got to take this over into the kitchen now and cool it down. So I'll see you in the kitchen. So we are just chilling the beer now. It's been going for about 10 minutes, and it's down to just getting down to 100. So we give it another 5 to 10 minutes. Should be an optimal temperature range for me to go ahead and pitch the. So the beer is cooled, and the firm bucket's ready to go. So. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump that into there. Alright, so took a gravity reading here, and I'm at 1048, and my target was 1070. So I got to basically put in the difference, which should be about like 2¼ pounds of light DME, and that should get it up to 1070. Alright, so I added in the 2¼ pounds of DME into the wort, and I went ahead and pitched the yeast and set it, sealed it off and all that stuff. And the gravity came up to be 168, so not 170 or 1070, but 1068, pretty close enough. I'll take it. So that's it. That's the brew day for today. It's was quite an adventure. It actually little unforeseen problems that you kind of get with efficiency issues with all grain. So it's always good to have DME on hand. For those of you who are probably wondering why I didn't add DME during the initial boil, was because I only had a ½ pound, and so I had to finish out the boil, finish out everything, put the beer in the bucket, seal it off, and I had to run to the homebrew store to pick up about 3 pounds of DME. Came back, reboiled it in a new pot, and then cooled it off, and then pitched it into the beer, and all before I did the yeast, because I wanted to get an accurate gravity reading. So so it was like 1068, so not quite to what I wanted it to be, not 1070, but it's good enough, it's close enough. So, but again, it should be pretty good, so looking forward to it, and probably post another video about the tasting notes and let you guys know how it came out. All right, later.